Hi, I'm Mark Verkler from Samaritan's Well Counseling, and welcome. We're talking today about listen twice and talk once. I think this is a real key in all healthy relationships, is to listen better than you speak. The human ear, we're told, is exposed to 20 to 30,000 words in a day. But a lot of those words are not relationship building, they're just informational. We're talking about the words that you're speaking with people you care about or you're trying to get to know, that we're trying to build a relationship. I want to start with a Mother Teresa story. I love this story. She was on 60 Minutes or one of the news shows once, decades ago. And you could tell that the host or the person interviewing her was anxious to ask her this question. Mother Teresa, when you talk to God, what does he say to you? And she says, oh, he doesn't say anything. He just listens. So he was a bit confused and said, oh, well then, when God listens to you, what do you say to him? To which she replied, oh, I don't say anything. I just listen. There's something powerful about that. God wants to hear us, and he never tells us to do anything that he doesn't do himself. So when he says, be quick to hear and slow to speak, James 1:19, he's going to, of course, do that himself. I want you to consider how vital it is to be quick to hear or aggressive in hearing and slow to speak. Proverbs 25:12 says, like a gold ring or an ornament of gold is a wise reprover to a listening ear. Now, granted, we're not always going to be listening to people who are upset, let's say, with us, and they might not be the wisest reprover, but they might be reproving us. And here it says in Proverbs that for this circle to be complete, there has to be a listening ear to hear the wise reprover. So part of what we want to talk about is the value of active listening. Someone unknown says listening is an art that requires patience, empathy, and an open mind. Paul Tillich says the first duty of love is to listen. So when we talk about active listening, we're talking about being fully present, being attentive, demonstrating respect and empathy, and a real desire to comprehend the perspectives of those around us. What's one of the greatest detriments, of course, to that active listening? Interrupting. Let them finish their sentence, let them finish their thought, and then you can speak when the opening comes. So think about the significance of thoughtful speech. In Colossians 4:6, it says, let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. So thoughtful speech requires us to choose our words, consider their impact, and then speak with grace and respect and wisdom. So we're talking a little bit about both sides, but what are the benefits or what are the keys to listening well? Humility and self-control. It takes self-control to restrain yourself. It takes humility to restrain yourself and to fully comprehend what the other person is saying. When you've got thoughts that are wanting to come out, you're wanting to defend yourself perhaps, you're wanting to come back and counteract that argument that someone's making. And so it takes humility. Someone else said, humility is the ability to listen when we'd rather speak. Proverbs 13:3 says, he who guards his mouth preserves his life, but he who opens wide his lips speaks when he shouldn't speak, comes to ruin. So we've got to practice this self-restraint. We have to have this humility and this self-control. And one of the great quotes that I want you to consider here when we talk about listen twice and talk once was from a Greek philosopher named Epictetus. He said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen twice as much as we speak." I hope that helps you. Remember, you can reach us at SamaritansWell.com for any counseling questions or needs, and we've got many podcasts to look at too. Thanks very much.